Justin Lucas Savage at Backcountry Treks, and I'm going to do an unboxing video today on the Sena Prism. This is a really cool video camera. I've used it a little bit, but very briefly. This is a brand new one in a box. I'm going to take it out, show you around a little bit. Sena, of course, a major sponsor for our Adventure Together project. You can find us over on Instagram, #AdventureTogether. Now Sena also sent me a couple of these, the Sena 10C. I have another unboxing video on that, so you can see sort of the integrated prism along with the intercom unit. So that's what the 10C is. But today we're going to be talking about this Sena Prism. So first of all, I want to show you this battery, dual battery charger. So in the box here, Sena's promised to come out with this for a long time. Some directions. You have some cables under here, so it looks like the micro USB, mini USB. I always get those messed up. It's the long flat one without the bumpiness. It actually comes with an extra battery. Nice touch, Sena. I love that you did that. So we have just a simple dual battery charger. It looks like it pops right in like that without the packaging. You pop this in, pop it over there into the wall, and you're done. So that's the dual battery charger by Sena. Absolutely love that that's an option because you can charge while you're actually running the cameras. You can charge on the fly while all that's happening, but you can also set it and forget it. So when you get home, you have a lot of this stuff. As I mentioned, we've got the two Sena Prisms happening here, and then we have the Sena 10C. So when you've got all of this running, in fact, I've got 3 cameras on here and 2 more over in standby, a DSLR, I've got a phone, we've got the GoPro, we've got the Canon Vixia, we have the Lumix over here, so we have a lot of stuff going on. And when you have just one little cable that runs out of this and charges 2 batteries at the same time, that's a really big deal. I'm going to have to show you my charging station at some point. I was a little bit confused as to what comes in this. It's a super big box just for a camera. Here in comparison is the size of the box for the 10C, the Prism, about the same size box but a lot narrower. So I imagine that there's going to be some stuff in here that if I were to research, I think I'm just going to open it up and be surprised. So you've got all your features here on the back. It does an awful lot of stuff for you, but I think there's going to be some mounts. There's going to be a bunch of stuff. Don't let this little flap fool you. That doesn't open it. It just does this, and then you kind of throw that down there. And of course with Sena you have a really nice presentation of some stuff in here. It does come with a waterproof housing on the back, or on the website rather. It mentions that you should get the waterproof housing to really maximize your ability to use this in the rain. Now the camera is pretty water resistant. I've actually never used, I've only used the camera 1 or 2 times, and I've never used this case for it. So it is, and I've gone through a little bit of light rain, maybe some snow out there, definitely some water crossings, and I've not used that. So I am going to put that to use. I have to apologize for the fingernail, got it stuck in a door a while ago. You're going to have to deal with it. Here's the camera. We've got the lens cap. Always remember to take that off when you're shooting. You don't want to shoot with the lens cap on. We've done it multiple times. It doesn't work. It does pipe in your audio into the camera, so you get some real nice audio into that. So at the very least, you're going to have some nice audio with it. You got a little protector over here, so this doesn't look nice. When you take that protector off, it's going to look a lot better. And let's even do that. I'm not sure it's going to make a difference in the camera, but wow, that's really on there. So it does look nice and clean when you take that off. You only have 2 buttons on the top of this. You have an S button and an M button. I couldn't tell you what they mean actually, but I know that you hold both of those together for 5 seconds, it'll turn it on. You hold them both together for 5 more seconds, it'll turn it off. S actually starts and stops the video recording, and M gets you flipped through a lot of your settings. S is kind of the selector, so you can switch into your settings with the M button. To select it, you hit the S. Now on the back here, let me set that aside. On the back here you have the little USB door. We'll call it a door. Now this is recessed, the actual receptacle there is recessed a really good ways into there. And I did not have a Sena cable, and I imagine, we'll open this up here in a second and find it. You can actually record with, or not record, but charge. You can charge everything up by opening this, and you probably have to use the Sena cable that comes with it. What I don't necessarily like is that there's no light or indication that says that that's charging when you have it in here. To open this up and expose all the inner workings, you're just going to do that. That's where the battery goes. And you have a little HDMI, I think. You've got the place for the USB card. 32 gigabytes is what you're going to want for that. Class 10 or higher. You want some good speed on that. Now, this is the port. So when you open this up, that just becomes a hole. So what you want to do is you can open it up and that'll take any USB, again, I think it's micro, that plugs into that. So it will record there, so it will take that cable there, and then there's a red light that'll come on that'll change to blue, and that's all done. The reason that, so this again is sort of this water resistant housing, and we'll lock that into place. But the reason that they've done that is because you could open that up and it's a real tight, I imagine the cable fits in there nicely, but we'll look at that here in a second. It's a real tight fit for that, and it allows it to stay pretty water resistant when you're running. So you can mount this up somewhere in your helmet or somewhere else and run with it while it's being charged. Let's take a look at what we've got here. We do have a battery, so that battery is going to pop right into there. Now I have a box that says helmet mounting parts. Helmet mounting parts. So let's open this up and see what's in this guy. Holy cow, check out all this stuff. So reminiscent of some GoPro action, you have a little swivelly knob thingy, and you have another little mounting clip thingy. So we're going to use thingy a lot because it's a scientific term and I don't know what they call it. A lot of this stuff is going to be compatible with a lot of other things out here in the market as far as what you can use this on. But I just took this off just to see what that's like in here. When you adjust this, like for a helmet or something, you have, if I get it just right, I could probably hear some clicks in here. So there you go. So it locks into place and then you lock it down even more. So a lot of these things are going to do that for you. This is the helmet mount that I'm going to open here and show you what this is all about. So when you adjust these two screws here on the back, what that allows you to do is open this up, and in your helmet it's just going to slide. This is made to mount on the right side of your helmet because normally you'll have the intercom on the left-hand side. This is the Sena SMH10 that I have reviewed before. So that mounts on this side, and the Prism camera is going to mount on this side, and it's going to slide right between your padding and your helmet. And there we go. So I just do that, and then on the bottom of this is where these screws are. You're just going to tighten those up. And then there's another adapter I'll show you in a second here, but that's just going to do this, and it'll allow it to swivel around all the way out, move up and down, of course the lens cap and all that. I've never had a problem, by the way. I've mounted the SMH10 on a lot of helmets, never had a problem. BMX helmets, motocross, we've got regular street helmets. I've mounted it to everything. Never, ever, ever had an issue when it comes to that. The next most important piece of this mounting process is this thingy. Again, I'm sure they have a name for it. But this thingy is going to mount, let's see, this goes in here. I'm not going to do it all the way down. Well, yes, I will. This ball goes into here by unscrewing, popping that in, putting this in here, kind of locks in there, and then you're going to tighten this guy up. There we go. All tight. So imagine this is on the side of the helmet here. So you can swivel that in and out, up and down, so it's just on that ball mount. Makes it really easy. It'll take a little bit of practice to get it really aligned with the horizon as you're looking out. It's on the right side of your helmet. And then very simply, this just mounts in. There's a little indentation on the top of the camera here. And then there's an indentation on this. You just line it up and you'll feel it as it's in there. And then that just clicks into place right there. And so you can move the camera all around. You can swivel it out. So if it's on the side of your head, you want to point it out a little bit. If it's too close to your head, you're going to get too much helmet in the side of the shot there, which you don't want. So you want to move that all around. Pretty easy to do there. Now you have some other mounts. Let's take a look at these things. You have this one. Looks like it'll fit on a chest harness. Let's see, we have another one of these. This looks like you can mount it with glue over to the side of your helmet. Not recommended. I've never run into a helmet where I could not get the mounting plate with the screws on there. That's really the most secure way that you could want to do that. And here is a helmet mount. So sticker on this side, very similar to what GoPro offers. Mount that up in your helmet. This does offer a little bit of a curve in here. So I can take this and I can mount it like so. And I could attach this little guy right to the camera because we have underneath here a tripod mount. So I can just screw that guy on. And I'm not going to worry about facing it the right way or anything, but you can see that it attaches there. And again, with this attachment, I can swivel. So when I'm, again, I don't have this locked all the way into place here. I guess I could do a little bit better job tightening it up for you. Which way does this go? That way. So when I attach it to the helmet here, I can put it right on top of the helmet, and I can swivel this now up and down and around. I really like the side shot. I didn't think that I would like that, but it brings the action more down to your eyes as you're looking out and riding the motorcycle around. All right, that's all well and so we got a lot of stuff here, batteries and things like that, but where's my box? There's only the top of the box. So now when I open this box a little bit more, I'm going to find a false bottom in it and a whole bunch more stuff. So let's move that out of the way and let's talk about what we have in here. Fun stuff. Here's the owner's manual, or the quick start guide rather. I think that's all it comes with. All right, that's all it comes with. Now, here's a case for this guy. Very similar to what GoPro does. Again, it's a very solid back on this, but on this back door, GoPro calls it a skeleton door. This one has a little opening right there. So I can bring a little bit more ambient noise. Ambient, one of those. I can bring some of that noise back into here. So I imagine that there's an outboard microphone on here somewhere. And it might even be inside of that. But so it'll bring a little bit of ambient noise into the camera, so you can record again from your headsets. You can bring all of that audio in from the SMH-10 I've recorded with the 10C. All of that stuff from Sena will integrate here, and you can get the Bluetooth audio, pump that thing in. If you want more ambient noise but don't need the complete waterproofness, maybe you just want to have the case here and you just want to have some waterproofness but don't require all of it. Pop out those doors and exchange this thing. This I'm really looking forward to. You can mount this thing anywhere. This looks like surgery tools, but when you pull these out here, you can mount them to your handlebars. You could be looking forward to where you're going. You could be looking back towards where you are. There's really no quick way to do this, is there? So pop that up. You'd want to take it all the way out, but you mount it onto your handlebar. So you got the handlebar going this way. Pop that down like that. You have multiple adjustability, so with the ball mount, you can move that all around. Position it really wherever you want to. You can swivel that so it's forward and backward. You can turn it around. You can face you. Let's take this thing out of here. You will not get the best of me. So we could take that and then we can mount this over here somehow. I don't know how that actually even works. But we have, it looks like some plates here. We have a quick release thing. Somehow this will pop onto there. Actually, let's use this as an example. Boy, this really looks like a garage now. We have this, so somehow this attaches to a camera, but again, I have a quick release mount on this. So if you want to use this in a number of different ways, let me see if easier to take this off when it's actually attached to something. Got it. So this will attach just like that. So you can attach that to the top of your helmet or any of these other mounts that Sena includes with it. You have this little mount. I don't even know why you would use this or what it's for, but we're going to read some directions and I'll have a full review on all of this stuff. You have another little gasket thing. You have, I imagine that's for some suction cups, and this is for their suction cup mount. So again, we can mount the camera. However, I'm missing whatever the thing is that goes from here to make it go to here. That's what's hidden in here somewhere. But the suction cup mount, we have 2 suction cups. This is super cool. Suction cups. So you attach these like that. That's kind of what this is for, I guess, a single suction cup thing. So we can pull this thing out. I'm not going to show you how all this stuff works because I'm going to do a full review on it. But we pull this thing out, we put this thing in there, you get the idea. 2 suction cups, one on each side of these legs, so you can attach it to windshields, you can attach it to the fairing of your bike, you could attach it to the side of a car, you can do any of that. So we have 2 ultra adjustable suction cups on little transformer legs, Star Wars legs. So you adjust that, pop it on, hit record, and then you run. We have a cable, so a charging cable, again that micro mini USB. You have a security cable. So if you're running the suction cups, you can attach that to the camera so if something falls off, you don't lose your camera. And then we have these little tripod thingies. This is what I was missing. 2 of these guys are going to go on the bottom of the camera. Let me show you how this works. Figuring this thing out as we go here. You're going to need a standard size quarter for this. So we're going to take that, you're going to put this in your mount however you want to use that. You're going to use this mount, you're going to use the handlebar mount, you're going to use whatever mount you want, and you're just going to pop that into your mount, and then you're going to lock it down, and you have a mount with your camera. So it's all nice and tight. You got the handlebar mount, and that thing looks sweet. So you can turn it around and face you if you wanted to. If you have a pretty face, you're going to want to ride like that and have it pointing right at you. So as you can see, there's an awful lot of stuff here in this box. Sena sends everything you could ever possibly want. I have, as I mentioned, 2 of these, so we're going to be running with a lot of cameras. I've got the GoPro, we've got cell phones, we have a lot of off-the-bike cameras. We use the GoPro on the bike. I'm going to have 2 Sena Prisms for 2 bikes, and then we're going to have 2 Sena 10Cs for 2 bikes. So remember, the 10C is the integrated, it's very similar to the Prism, integrated into a comm unit. So they're not separate, it's all integrated, and it's one. The cool thing about this is really hesitant to even try it was that I thought, what the heck happens when you're shooting and the battery wears out? Do you lose your comms? The answer is no. When you get down to about 20% battery life, the camera will shut off. You'll receive a message saying that it can't record because the battery is low, leaving you still with hours of talk time between the integrated comm units. So again, the unboxing by Sena, this is the Prism camera. You can find out all about it over at their website. You can watch us using it and see more reviews over at backcountrytreks.com, and also follow us along on our Adventure Together trip on Instagram, #AdventureTogether.